What's up, everybody? Welcome to Status of the Tour for March 2023. On this episode, we're going to talk to one of our tournament directors about a tournament that's happening over in Kosovo. This one was a complete chance, the way this one got set up. Also, later on in the podcast, we're going to have the tournament winners from the Spang season kickoff. So without further ado, let's get into this. Hey, Logan, how you doing, bud?
Hey, pretty good, man. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. So let's get right down into the nitty gritty with this. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your history in disc golf, and a little bit of your military career and everything like that.
Okay, cool. I'm Logan Gehlhausen. I'm originally from Indiana, and I've been in the Army for 15 years, deployed now to Kosovo, and I've been playing disc golf for about 13 years, and I decided that I couldn't take a year off. So I decided to bring disc golf with me to Kosovo, which hadn't had any courses. So it's a pretty fun experience for me.
Right. That actually sounds pretty cool. So tell me a little bit about how your tournament really came to be. How did you get onto the military disc golf tour?
So we kind of developed a course here, and then I had this idea that I would like to get a sanctioned tournament because we had a pretty significant group who was interested. I thought it'd be a unique experience to get them, an actual sanctioned tournament, get their rating, and get everything going for them. So I reached out online to PDGA to see what was required to get sanctioned, and then that's where they put me in contact with you for the military affairs department. And you mentioned the military disc golf tour, and I was all about it, and I thought it'd be amazing, and here we are.
Right. I remember that email actually coming in. I was in the pre-planning stages of the whole military disc golf tour, and then you popped up, and I was like, oh, this would be a perfect fit. Like a first-time TD, we can take care of all the back-end players pack stuff, everything like that. Like this is going to work out amazing. So now with that and everything like that, tell me about your course, because your course didn't exist 6 months ago, if I remember correctly.
Right. So we're on Camp Bondsteel, which is the main U.S. base in Kosovo. And there was a significant chunk of land over by the golf course that exists on base. And I just kind of walked out there and had a vision and started walking around. And then I eventually built a layout on UDisc. We've changed it probably 10 times, as most courses do that are initially getting built. But we've got a 7,400 foot par 66 layout, 18 holes. So it's a pretty legit course with quite a few long bombers on it and a few technical wooded holes as well.
That's pretty cool if you ask me, man. So you got your course and everything like that. Now, was it did you get your whole 9 to 18 hole setup? How many guys did you have playing with you originally? I'm curious to see how this whole thing really came to fruition and became, our third stop on the military disc golf tour.
Yeah, so there's a core group of about 6 of us from the original group that came over here. We had some experience playing before back in Indiana, and they all immediately bought in, and they were there to help me with whatever I needed. So much so that we actually bought a majority of the baskets that are on the course. MVP actually donated 3 of the baskets, so we're obviously gracious for that. Saved us quite a bit of money there. But we essentially put 13 baskets out, so we've got a few holes that play back to the same baskets, but they're all PDGA approved, and we made pretty good use of the space we had. And it, like I said, it took us a little bit to get to the final layout that we want, but we think we've got a pretty good layout for a nice tournament course.
That's kind of funny that you bring up the fact that you're playing back to different baskets and everything like that, because that's one of the struggles we have here at Spang. We only have 9 baskets, so we had to get super, super creative to figure out how to make a true 18-hole layout. And then once we got our 18-hole layout, we're we can do 22 pretty easy. So you brought up the fact you got a core group of 6 guys from, some upper level play and everything like that. The question I want to ask you is, what have you guys done as far as recruitment and to grow the sport and get your numbers up in the players field and everything like that?
Yeah, so immediately we made a Signal group chat because that's our prime communication method here while we're deployed. So we made a Signal group chat called the Bondsteel Flyers, which is actually our disc golf group. And then pretty much anyone that we saw that we thought would be interested, we mentioned it to them. And then I made a couple flyers. One was initially just, hey, come out, MWR type activity. Come check out what disc golf is all about. It's a lot of fun. We got quite a few people that bought into that and added them into the group, and they would show up. And then once we got the tournament approved, we made another flyer and posted that. And we've had people inquiring about that. They're still coming in left and right. Our Signal group is up to about 44 people, so we've reached quite a wide range of people here. And as the weather gets better here, I think we're going to have a much bigger turnout because the weather got kind of bad during December and January, as it normally does in Northern Europe. But yeah, it's a lot of fun taking this place from having no disc golf to now having a pretty sizable group that plays every weekend.
That is legit. You got no idea how excited I am to hear you guys build up from the grassroots, because that was kind of one of our goals with the whole military disc golf tour, was get as many first-time TDs and get as many first-time players out there, frisbees in hand, and just getting out and having fun. And especially in a deployed location like you guys are, I know there's a lot of times where you just kind of sit in your bunk with nothing to do, but giving these guys an opportunity to go play disc golf and get out there, meet people, and have fun. That was kind of the whole goal behind the military disc golf tour from day one. It's super, super cool to see you take that idea and just execute and run with it. So with that, now tell me about your tournament. What's your registration looking like? What's your primary divisions that's getting filled up? Overall numbers and that type of stuff. I'm curious to see what you guys got planned for April 2nd here.
Yeah, so as of right now, we've got 12 people registered, I believe. We have 11 players that are in the MA4 category. I myself joined in the MPO division just because of my rating being a little bit higher. We do have, I believe, 3 females that haven't signed up yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to sign up because they come out regularly to play. So we should have 3 in the FA4 as well. So we're definitely looking pretty good. I expect we'll probably have about 20 players by the time tournament rolls around.
20 players for a deployed location like that is super, super cool. Here at Spang, we're topping out at 15, and we're a full setup, base and everything like that. So to see you guys take these numbers and just run with it is really, really cool. As far as anything else, man, anything you want to say, anything you want to get out there, anybody you want to thank or stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd like to just thank our core group of the Bondsteel Flyers. Without those guys helping me, and coming out there with me to help put the baskets out, to help promote the course and the group, none of this would have really happened. Because initially coming over here, I had a plan to do this, and I thought it was probably 50-50 whether I could actually get the course installed and get it going. And there were a lot of roadblocks along the way, but those guys were there helping me all along the way. And now it's pretty awesome to see that we're actually going to have a sanctioned tournament while we're deployed to Kosovo, which I didn't think that would happen, but it's pretty amazing that it's going to happen.
It's always a really good thing when you have a good core group of guys behind you doing the whole disc golf thing. Because I don't know if you've ever ran stuff where it's just you running leagues. It's okay, this is starting to suck the fun out of it. But when you get a group of 3, 4, 5 guys that are just dedicated, just like you are, it makes it that much more fun. So now I got one thing before I let you go here and I get onto the Spang season kickoff winners. We've been posting one unique hole from our courses on our Instagram. You got one hole in mind that you think you're going to make into your hey, this is our signature hole, check this out video?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be hole 11. It's a 420-foot par 4. Extreme dog leg, and there's only one real eagle chance, and you've got to bomb a hyzer. We plan on taking a video of that and doing a whole breakdown, and then recording all of us throwing it as well. I've eagled it once, but it's very difficult to do.
All right, I'm pretty excited to see that video. I can't wait for you guys to get some good weather so you can go out there and film with some class discs and show us how that hole really plays out. But I guess I'll let you get on with your night, man. I got 2 more guests lined up for the evening I got to get to. So without further ado, I'll let you go, bud.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
So that was Logan, our TD for the Bondsteel tournament that we were really excited. That tournament really, really happened out of nowhere. Next up, we're going to have our MPO champion for the Spang season kickoff. All right, we are here with Phil Tyler Belt, our winner of the MPO division for the Spang season kickoff. Tyler, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So we'll start out. Tell us a little about yourself, where did you learn to play disc golf, and a little bit of your history playing disc golf in the military so far.
All right, so to start off, I started disc golf when I was 8. I started playing in Central Park in Georgia. The course had just opened, and my family wanted to try to play disc golf, and I was the only one that stuck with it out of like all 9 of my other siblings and mom and dad and stuff. So I've been playing 19 years now. Military disc golf. I've played here. I was stationed here in 2017, 2019. Here is Ramstein Air Base, Germany, and played all around Germany and a few tournaments throughout Europe. And then I went to Japan, and COVID hit, so I couldn't really leave the island too much. But I was on Okinawa and played there for 3 years. Got off the island a little bit towards the end and played a few tournaments, and last tournament there finally got the Japanese win. So that was cool. Now I'm back in Ramstein again for round 2 and plan on traveling Europe all year this year. So that's about it for me in the military and my disc golf life.
Now, you say Japanese win. Let's elaborate on that Japanese win. That wasn't just a Japanese win. If I remember right, that was the highest rated round in the PGA for 22. And I'm a little off on that one, so that wasn't just a win. That was a domination.
It was a good tournament for me. I ended up shooting, I don't remember which round it was. I want to say it was my second or third round, but I ended up shooting 17 under on 18 holes for 11-13 rated round. So that was pretty special to me, and had a lot of cool people there with me, and they got to witness it, and it was really fun to do that with like my friends in Japan. So
that's also like a pretty cool thing to get to be there with like all your buddies and like shoot super hot like that. That was like amazing to see in person. So let's talk about the Spang season kickoff. Let's go over round 1 real quick, because round 1 was probably, for the majority of the field out there, round 1 was definitely the better of the 2 rounds per se. So let's get your take on round 1.
So round 1, I played pretty decent. I had a lot of missed putts. So I was trying to get warm. It's pretty cold out there, sleeting on us a little bit. So that wasn't too ideal, but it was pretty windy too. So it was kind of hard for me to hop out the car and get the round going when it's like 30 degrees and sleeting. But ended up eventually getting it going. Had a really slow start. Came around to the end and had a few birdies coming in finally. So ended at -9, tying you actually.
That was a little interesting. I was like, no way I'm going to be able to keep up with this guy. But yeah, round 1, I think we got all 4 seasons in Germany in a 2-hour time span. Like, no joke. We had sun, we had cloud, we had rain, we had snow. The only thing we were missing is traffic season, and that would include all the seasons in Germany. But,
yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild round.
That was crazy. So after the lunch break, we're heading into round 2, and for lack of a better term, I guess you decided to warm up and wake up and start playing disc golf.
Yeah, true. My putting definitely got a lot better. Started out with a bogey, threw it right in the ditch on hole 1, so that was rough. But want to say I got like 7 or 8 in a row after that. And I was like, let's keep this thing going. So in my head, I was just trying to stay positive. It's still really cold and windy. So I was just trying to focus and throw good shots and try not to put myself in stressful situations. And after that bogey, I want to say I didn't bogey again, but I can't remember. But yeah, it definitely was a way better round than the first round. So
yeah, looking back at the scorecards, your first tee shot was your only OG stroke, and hole one was your only bogey for the second round. After that, you went on a 7 birdie, like hot streak, and you're just like, yeah, I'm done playing with you guys. Time to, show why I'm 1034 rating. I will say though, like even in round 2, like after that bogey, that entire card probably was one of the biggest balls of positivity and like just the most fun group of guys I think I've played with in a year or two for sure.
100% agree. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were definitely kind of talking a little trash to each other and, and just having a good time. Yeah, that was probably why the second round went better for me, because like the vibe of the card was just freaking awesome. Like we were all just having fun, just playing disc golf in the park.
That's pretty much what it was to us. It's like, yeah, we're playing a tournament. At least in my eyes, it was like, all right, we're together with the boys. Saturday afternoon, weather sucks. All right, let's start making jokes at each other and just have fun. Which, if you ask me, is kind of like the whole essence of military disc golf in general. That's what we do. We're out there to have a good time. We'll also see it for work and just get out there and start playing.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Let's get some comments on the overall presentation of the tournament. Like, what have you seen from military disc golf tournaments, and how did you feel about the first military disc golf tour style?
So for military disc golf tournaments, I mean, this is my first one. There hasn't been any that I know of like that I've played. Actually, there obviously probably has been other military disc golf tournaments, but that I have personally played, none. This was my first one. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy for a first one too. Like I got a whole players pack and and I was like, this never happens, So it was kind of cool going back to like the simple days of just getting a disc and a towel, or actually 2 discs and a towel. So that was pretty cool. It's kind of like a throwback for me. I started playing tournaments in 2010, and I want to say that kind of stopped for me when I went pro, and that was probably like 2014. So yeah, it was pretty fun. It's like a kid on Christmas, I'm getting some new stuff. It was pretty nice.
Right, the old throwbacks. I remember playing back stateside, get all this cool stuff when you show up, and it's like, I don't care how I play, I got players back. We're happy. But no, that's cool. It's really cool to see you get that nice warm fuzzy being back in the States, over here in Germany. That's not really something that happens here. Players packs are really not a thing.
Yeah.
So not only that, but I think the culture playing over here in Germany is completely different. Obviously, us being Americans and everything like that, we have a certain culture with it, and sometimes it's nice to have that throwback back home, playing that again and feel that and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely way different here in Germany. 90% of the time you play a tournament and it's super low entry, don't win anything, which is fine. You get what you pay for. You just playing for fun, playing for ratings, but it's also nice to get a trophy, because in Germany, they don't really do that. They give you a piece of paper and says you got first place. So yeah, it was also cool to receive a trophy. So that was pretty nice. And a really nice one too.
Glad you liked it. Yeah, that was something we were really trying to push with the military disc golf tour, was make it as close to playing back in the States as possible. That's why we're doing payouts, we're doing players packs, we're doing trophies, because we want to bring the home tournament experience to the guys overseas. Get to play overseas is fun and stuff, but there's just certain things after a while you turn and I kind of miss that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. I'm trying to think, is there anybody you want to thank right now? Let's hear the sponsors plugs. I like to say, who are you repping this year? That was a hot thing. We were all kind of sitting around the fences, like, who's going to pick up Philip this offseason? Just shot, a remarkable round and playing for years. Like, this guy's going to take some brand and rep them very well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I got picked up on the off season by House of Disc Golf. They're a disc golf store out of the Netherlands. houseofdiscgolf.nl. Go hit them up if you need some disc golf stuff around Europe. They ship really quickly. I got my stuff in like 2 or 3 days when I bought it through them. So really good people too. Yelta and Viga. So go hit them up. Also got picked up by Grip Equipment this year. So pretty nice to have a bag sponsor. Don't have to worry about bags, So, and that's a super comfy bag. If you don't have one, go hit them up, and I'll put out my promo code for 10% off on my Facebook page this week sometime, and I think they're gonna start making patches here pretty soon too. So be on the lookout for that. I submitted one in there, so I'll also drop that on the Facebook page whenever that drops.
For sure, man. You gotta give us that promo code so we can get it in the description for the YouTube video. We have to put that on there for you. But looking forward, man. Any big plans, any tournaments you're really excited about going to? Let's hear the whole plans for 23.
Yeah, 23. It's already started out crazy. All the tournaments in Europe kind of dropped at the same time. So right now I'm signed up for five more tournaments, and that's just up until June or July. I'm really excited about Konopiche Day. I haven't played there yet, but I feel like that course really suits my game. So I'm really excited about that one. Playing Copenhagen this year, Belgium Open, Tremonia Open up in Dortmund, and then I'm actually signed up for a tournament in Sweden. Also, I think it's the Stockholm Open, so that'll be like after my birthday weekend. So that's kind of like my birthday present to myself. So I'm pretty excited about all of them, though.
Sounds like you got yourself a full tour schedule for 23. Let's see. Let's hold the flight sheet. Let's take all the lead for that one.
Right?
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get on here. It's Sunday night, so we'll let you head off to bed here. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who helped put on this tournament, and whoever sponsors it. Dynamic Disc, I think, and Clash Disc, and I don't know who else behind the scenes sponsors it. You can throw that in there, but
we've got Dynamic Disc, Clash Disc, Dark Ace Apparel. We got Local Line Apparel. They jumped in there with Dark Ace, and then we have ATV Disco and House of Disc Golf. So those are all our sponsors for the 23. We are this screw out of nowhere. It's hard for me to keep track of them now too. So
that's awesong. Thanks to everybody for sure.
Thank you. All right, that was Philip Tyler Belt after a great win at the Spang season kickoff. Next up, we're going to have our MA4 winner, Cody Sanderson. All right, we are here with Cody Sanderson, our winner of our MA4 division for the Spang season kickoff. Cody, welcome to the show.
Hey, Alex.
So let's kick this off here, man. How did the tournament go?
So the tournament was actually a whole lot of fun. I think it was one of the better ones that we've actually been able to put on. It was great. We had a pretty good sized turnout for it, considering that we were on our base. Having people from the other bases come here and join us made it a whole lot of fun. Got to meet a whole lot of new people and play on a layout that's super interesting to be on, especially with the wind and going into a whole lot of headwinds all the time.
Yeah, the weather was definitely a challenge for this tournament. The course itself never really plays hard on a calm day, but you throw in some wind, some sleet, and everything else, so you got yourself a little important, as I like to call it.
Yeah, weather here in Germany definitely stays interesting for you.
So let's go into a little bit of your history and everything like that. When did you start playing disc golf? Where? How did you get involved in the sport? Let's get some background info.
So I started playing around like 2015, 2016. Me and one of my buddies that just came back from a deployment, and he talked me into doing it. We were stationed in Keesler at the time, so we were playing on a course called Hiller Park there. Super fun course, really long. I think we started out with like a basic starter set, and then we were that typical group that we don't need anything more than this. And the more we kept playing, we ended up with backpacks and everything else that we didn't think we would ever use or need. So it ended up being something that rolled into, let's just find a way to kill some time and play. So I played consistently for a couple years there. First got to Germany, stopped playing a little bit, and then met up with all you guys playing there on base and started playing back again a year or so ago, and been trying to play pretty consistent as much as I can.
Yeah, you've definitely been one of the more consistent club members for Spang, definitely. I remember the first time meeting you, we were out at Jerusalem, getting around it, and just not really just there. Yo, what's up? Here I am about to give my club recruiting speech. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're in Spang. I'm like, oh, God, thank God, this is making it so much easier and everything like that. So walk me through round one. How did that one play out? I know you posted, I think it was shot +4 first round. Am I right?
No, I shot a +7 the first round. So the first round was going really good. Where we started at, they were a great starting shot. Didn't have too many bad drives. Came up on a hole. Trying to think of whatever that really long one is. I think it's like 16 or 17. And threw a decent drive. Tried to go, close to the wall and throw one as far as I could. Didn't play out for me too well. Took a stroke going OB on that one. Recovered from it pretty nicely. Got down to about, I think, a +3. And then on the last 3 holes, I just blew everything. Couldn't throw anything right and shot to a +7 from there. The last 3 holes got me pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds pretty typical for the way I'm playing out there most days. You can have a great start, but if you are not on your game, there are some holes out at Spang that will eat your lunch in a heartbeat. It seems like a wide open course, but the way the OB is set up out there, it will destroy your rounds a little bit.
So I think one of the guys on our card, he's like, I think this is the course to the most OB I've ever played. But I mean, I think the way the OB is set up, it's not really bad. It's pretty common for what it would be as an overgrown area to not throw in and all that stuff. But we don't have a lot of trees to deal with at all.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the struggles with creating the layout of Spang was like, how do I make this challenging yet playable? And we don't have a lot of natural obstacles, so you have to get real creative. And unfortunately, it's drawing OB lines. And I'm going to be biased with this tournament director for this one. The OB for this tournament and the layout is not as bad as a lot of tournaments you'll see at other places. Because I don't know if have you ever played stateside tournaments before, or is playing on military bases really your only tournament experience so far?
So I played a couple of tournaments when we were at Keesler, but I mean, that was back in like 2017 time frame. So it had been a long time since I played in one until I came and started playing them with you guys again.
So okay. Yeah. But I'm not opinion. I don't think it really is that bad. It is what it is. Round 2, weather starts to set in. We got all 4 seasons of Germany into our time span. I swear, like I was just talking to Phil Talibel about that one. We got all of them in 2 hours. Round 2 was a little bit interesting. How'd you end up doing for round 2 though?
So I think I shot a +5 for round 2, so I did better than round 1, which was kind of surprising. Because the more we played, I felt like I was actually playing worse. But a couple of those shots that I was trying to make sure that I could, try to cheat the OB and go over, just wasn't going to try it this time. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't taking strokes that I served no purpose for taking. Hitting some birdie putts that were pretty solid, and having some nice second shots if I had a bad drive. Was able to recover from a couple of them, so it made it a lot better. I hit the island hole that time. Instead of throwing to the next tee pad, put it right on there. Looked like it was an ace run, and it was about 10 feet short of being close enough to be one. So it was a great shot to end the whole entire thing with take a birdie on the final hole.
Yeah, our hole 11, it is a deceptively long island, and I think a little bit of, I noticed a few people were making comments of their depth perception gets thrown off a little bit when it comes to Spang because we are so wide open. It's like, oh yeah, the basket's right there. It's not that far. And then you break out the rangefinder and you're like, oh, this is 330. what is going on here. So yeah, to hear the depth perception was a little off. That was a common theme for him, especially the MA4 guys. I found out that they couldn't quite range it properly. But congrats on the win, man. You got your first win for 2023. Got home with a little trophy and everything like that. What was your overall perception of playing the first military disc golf tour event compared to like other events we had in the past?
I think it was actually really cool to see that there's building a aspect for us as military to do it, because as you've seen playing in tournaments here, and the one or two I played that, or one I played that wasn't actually one for here, it's hard for, I think, military to go off base and play in tournaments. The fact that we have the huge language barrier that we try to deal with, I know the one tournament I played in off base, unless you knew kind of what was going on, which was great to have you there for that ability, but you weren't really able to talk with the other players too much unless you knew a lot of German. None of the rules were explained in German. So it's really cool to see that they're actually building this for us going overseas to make it where you can get us all together. Because, disc golf is a growing sport, which is great. But when you actually see it in the military, you don't find a whole lot of people that do it. So to give them a way to meet each other, no matter what bases they're at, and be able to interact, I think is awesome how they're setting it up.
For sure. That was honestly that was one of our main goals here for starting this whole military disc golf tour, was giving guys on base the opportunity to play in a more comfortable environment. Like you said, I had to go out and deal with language barriers and everything like that. Trying to think. All right, let's get your opinion. What did you think of the players pack for this tournament?
The players pack was actually really cool. I just washed my shirt and I hung it up, so it's going to be in the rotation and stuff to wear. The towel was actually really nice. The discs are really cool. I think I pulled a blue stamp trespass, and the stamp that they did with the tank and everything was actually really cool. So I actually really enjoyed it.
That's good to hear. Always nice to hear when our sponsors are putting out some good quality products that are making guys happy. But what's your plans for the rest of 23? Any good tournaments lined up? You're gonna keep playing? What's in store, man?
So I'm gonna keep playing while we're here. Still waiting to figure out my PCS in August. So not sure where we're going yet. Hopefully it's somewhere we can still play it, because that's kind of the goal. Is I want to keep playing in the club here. Depending upon if I can, at least want to try to get the number 1 tag. But depending upon who's out there, be happy with number 2 as long as I can move up from where I'm at now. But take one of the good tags with me if I can, and then try to find the group as soon as we get to where we're at and I get my stuff and start playing. If there's time, maybe sign up for a tournament. But getting there at the end of the summer, we'll see how that really goes when we get back to the States.
So good stuff there, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time to come talk with us. But other than that, I'll let you go.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right. Bye, bud.